we are going to work on cloning a remote repo. It's actually a pretty simple process. Let's assume that we have a repo that is already posted at GitHub. So maybe this is a repo that you did in class. You put an assignment in there and you pushed it up to your GitHub account, and now you're at home and you want to work on the project at home. So you want to clone this repo down to your home computer so that you can work on it. The other situation that could arise is that I might give you some starter code. I might post some starter code up to a GitHub repo and have people in the class clone it and work on their project using that code that I've given them to start with. So anytime there is a repo on a remote repository and you want to work on it on your computer, you need to clone it. So this is a little example repo that I've set up. It's just got a couple text files in it. This one says it's file number 1 inside. This file 2.txt doesn't actually have anything in it. So let's clone this repo to our computer so we can work on it. So I'm in my repos folder. This is where I want, this is the folder where I stick all my repos. So I'm just going to right click in here and I am going to say git bash here just to get my bash window started, and I'm automatically in the right place. I don't have to go around changing directories or anything like that. Over here at GitHub on the code button, it's the same link you normally send me. You can copy the link to that repository. Notice a link to a repository has .git on the end. Some people were actually sending the URL. I want the link to the GitHub repository, which will say, in this case, example.git. If you click the little clipboard icon, it automatically copies it to your clipboard. So now we can go over here. We're in our main repo directory, and we can say git clone, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to paste the address of our repository with the .git on it. And it just cloned the example site, and you probably saw the folder pop in here. And if I go in here, there's file 1 and file 2. Okay, so I've cloned that site to my computer now. I have a Git repository with the files from that site on my computer, and I can continue to work on them on my computer. So let's do that quickly. I'm going to open up file 2.txt. It opened on my other window, and it doesn't have anything in it. So let's do an edit on this file. Let's say this is file number 2. And we'll save that. Okay. Now I've made a change to that file. Do a git status. Oh, I got to go into that directory because remember I'm in my main repos directory. So let's cd to the example folder. There's my file 1, file 2. I've already edited file 2, so let's do a git status. And I can see that I've modified file 2.txt. You watched me do that. So I'll do a git commit or git add. Do a git commit. And I'm going to do -m and in quotation marks modified file 2.txt. And I've committed it. Let's do a git status. Now notice what it says here. I'm on my branch main, but it says my branch main is ahead of origin main by 1 commit. Okay, so we cloned this from the origin up here, and we've made a commit since then, but we have not pushed our commit to the web. So we can just do a git commit, a git push. Notice we don't have to set up our remote repo, the things that we normally do when we create it on our computer, because when we clone it, it already knows where our remote is. So if I just do a git push, it's already pushed up to my remote repo. If I go over here to GitHub window and I refresh, you can see there's file 2, and there's my commit message. I modified file2.txt when I did that, and if we open file2.txt, it actually has the words in it. And that's it. So the command to commit a file is git clone followed by the address of the remote repo that we want to clone. And then we can work on it, we can do commits, and we can push them back.